G'day there guys, Marky here, and welcome back to another episode of r/relationship advice. I do hope you enjoyed today's episode. Now sit back, relax, chuck a prawn to the barbie, and let's get right into it. Posted by a throwaway account titled, "Am I the asshole for telling my girlfriend I don't like the person she's turning into?" For some background, my girlfriend and I have been together for 5 years and met in college. For the past 4 years, things have been great. I've always thought that I was the luckiest guy in the world. She's incredibly out of my league. About a year ago, my girlfriend woke up in the middle of the night and had a panic attack. She couldn't breathe, and I ended up calling an ambulance. She had no history of panic attacks, but was really stressed at work, so that's what triggered it. She's currently taking time off work, which I absolutely support, but she refuses medication. The doctor recommended anxiety meds, saying she didn't think medication would help when the panic attack was stress-induced. She also doesn't have many friends, and I think that could also be a contributing factor. She has been overall happier. Over the last 6 months, however, she's been changing a lot about herself, and I don't know how to address it. She's dyed her hair an unnatural color, she's started wearing more dark and dark blue, she's gotten into heavy metal and rock, and she's gone vegan. I've been slowly asking her what's with the new look, new interests, and she said she's met a girl online who lives in our city who is into the heavy metal scene, and she's taking a liking to it, and has made many friends because of it. I was fine with the new interests and friends, but I was cautious because it's such a drastic change in a short time. This past Friday, while she was meeting up with her friends, I asked if I could come along. She said she didn't mind, but asked if I was sure since it's not exactly my scene. I honestly just wanted to meet these new friends. We get to the show, and I'll admit that I was kinda surprised that metalheads are so nice. Sorry to all the metalheads reading this. The only person who didn't acknowledge me or talk to me was this one guy about our age. After the show, everyone was hanging out, and her attention eventually got pulled away from me. She started to talk to the one guy who never said hello to me, and maybe I missed it earlier, but talking to her was the only time I saw him smile the entire night. She also clung to him quite a bit, which made me uncomfortable. At around midnight, I couldn't find her, and I texted her that it's getting late and we should go. She texted back that she wanted to stay, and if I wanted to leave, she understood. I got angry, but I just texted back, fine. She came home at 4 a.m., completely drunk. I was awake, but pretended not to be. Saturday morning, I was very distant with her while she nursed a hangover. She eventually asked if I was mad at her, and I said yes. I told her I'm happy that she's not stressed anymore and meeting friends and finding new interests, but she's a completely different person than she was 6 months ago. She argued that she's the exact same person, but I countered that with the her of 6 months ago would never have told me to go home alone at midnight while she got shit-faced with people she barely knows and come crawling home at 4 a.m. She got defensive and we fought. She ended up leaving and saying she was going to stay with a friend for the night. She came home Monday morning, and we talked, and I told her I'm worried about her, and she said she's fine. She's finally in a place where she's happy, and I should be happy for her, and if it's such a problem, then we should take a break. I was shocked that she was so willing to just throw away 5 years, and I told her as much. She shrugged and said that she has to put her happiness first, and I asked when her happiness shifted from building a life with me to partying with random people she met. She rolled her eyes and got up to leave. I told her I don't like who she's turning into, and she called me an asshole and accused me of not wanting her to be happy outside of our relationship. So am I the asshole? I'm gonna go with no, not the asshole OP, but these are pretty clear signals that she's done with the relationship and she's found someone else. More likely that one guy that wouldn't talk to you and wouldn't smile until he was with her. Is that not a very clear indication of something going on there, OP? The balance of probabilities here tells me that she is cheating on you with him. She has gone to his house when you had that fight. She was at his house when she came home at 4 a.m. drunk. It's more than likely that she's just a terrible person. She's a coward for not telling you this, and you're better off without her in your life. As much as the sunk cost of 5 years of being with her stings, that's just reality sometimes. Not the asshole at all for anything you've done here. In the comments, Nick Dangeretti says this, and they just quote that interaction with that guy who didn't smile. and they say, "She blew you off to be with another guy, didn't come home until 4 a.m.? We are way past red flag here, dude. She's cheating on you. Whether you confront her or not, find a therapist and get help for yourself. They can help you take care of yourself." And now she's staying with him. She's moving on from the OP. Here's the deal. Let's set aside the fact that she's probably cheating on you with this other dude. She is someone else, and she is happy being that someone else. Time to move on. Do you really want her to change back and be miserable and make both of your lives miserable? The last 5 years is in the past. It's like working at a job you know you hate just because you've been there for a while. I like how we all kinda just know she's cheating. Just took it as a given. We didn't need to discuss it with each other, but this guy is just blindsided after supporting her for 6 months. Kinda sad. Well, that's because it's so painfully obvious. Yeah, we shouldn't assume, but come on. I've been friends with people who have done this to their partners, or had their partners do this to them. It's just simple pattern recognition, not just assuming. It's so obvious that the girl she met online that's into metal isn't even a girl, it's the dude. There's the missing piece. These are all his friends. That's how she met them. That's why she tried to put OP off coming along. Update. I realized I never mentioned ages in the last post. We're both 25. The short version is, we broke up. Before I got home from work, I texted her and asked her to be home so we could talk. When I got home, she wasn't there, and I had to wait about an hour for her to get home. I asked her plainly if she wanted to break up. She said yes. I asked her why, and she told me it's not me, that I've been absolutely wonderful, but she's changed, and has realized she hasn't been happy for a while, and that included within our relationship. I was pretty hurt, honestly. I asked her why she never said anything sooner, and she said she thinks because she hadn't realized how unhappy she was until she started feeling happy again. I said she still should have come to me about this earlier, and she shrugged. I asked her if she'd been sleeping with that guy. She said no, but she hesitated. I asked why the hesitation, and told her that she might as well be honest now that the relationship is over. She said they kissed that night at the aftershow, after I left, and made out later, but swears it didn't go further. I told her it's still cheating, and I wasn't sure if I even believed her. She rolled her eyes and said that I asked for honesty, and that's what I got, believe it or don't. I told her that I want her out, and asked her to take whatever she could now, and we'd make arrangements for her to get anything that she can't take with her now. She didn't even seem sorry that she cheated, or that she threw away a 5-year relationship. Anyway, that's the update. This really sucks. In the comments, Sunset Tex Armadillo says, "Not the arsehole. As badly as it hurts now, you dodged a bullet. Breakups are a lot less messy and expensive than a divorce and when kids are involved. At 25, you are still very young. Follow your ex's lead. Be happy and start doing things you never did before. Sometimes in relationships, you just outgrow each other. But I promise you it will get easier and better as each day passes. Better to break up than to have to get a divorce. This is also why you should never ever own something with someone else unless you are married. If by changing she means getting drunk, cheating and lying, then dude, you're better off without her. It sucks now, but in time, shorter than you think, you will get better, and you will feel like a weight has been lifted from your soul. When she hits the cold, cruel world, she may try to get back in. Don't. Just don't. I'm bummed for OP, but kinda feel like this is for the best. I wonder if her panic attack was a wake-up call that she wasn't actually happy in her current life. Of course, this all could just be a phase, and she may be regretting ending things this way, in which case, I can only hope that OP will stay strong and not take her back. Bingo! I don't really blame either of them. They're very young, and they grew apart. The lack of empathy towards someone that's done nothing but live and help you is troubling. Could be a part of some sort of mental breakdown from her panic attack. It's like a switch flipped, and her not taking meds is making her into rush decisions. Phase, being happy for her, or whatnot, she still sucks to treat OP the way that she did. He handled things maturely, and he is young, so hopefully when the pain subsides and has moved on, he will find a healthier relationship. She was 25 and mature enough to know the consequences of her actions, not only after the breakup, but during all of the time that led up to it. I don't know how you can excuse a rational adult for willfully hurting another one on such a scale. A panic attack doesn't make you stupid. 9-year-old Alien says, I was in the same position as OP at the same age. Even if it feels like 5 years wasted and it's heartbreaking imagining a totally different future, OP is way better off knowing now that they wouldn't have been able to grow together as a couple. Any major event could have triggered a change where his girlfriend would have just jumped ship. Now OP can find a better partner that wants to put in the work to make a relationship last and is able to grow alongside him. It's not 5 years wasted. It's gaining experience and character and realizing what you want and need in life. From my experience, people change a lot more between 20 and 25 than between 25 and 40, for example. And those are some damn good life lessons for you guys. Even if you don't want to hear them, even if you don't realize you need to hear them, I think sometimes these things are worth repeating in different forms, because that can wake up a different section in your brain to be like, oh my god, yeah. Because I definitely know myself when I started listening to Reddit relationship stories back in 2018, 2019, I didn't know any of this stuff, and it was so helpful and insightful to just be introduced to all these concepts that seem painfully obvious. But for so many people, they're not. Some people don't understand the inner workings of assholes. They don't have the pattern recognition of dickheads like this girlfriend. I'm glad that OP is on the path to recovery from that. I do hope they got some closure from that and realized that they didn't waste all those years with them. This is another step in their journey. Anyway, enough of my rabble. Next story. Our next post is by user ThrowRA Jeff Jack, titled, Boyfriend 18 male is upset that my 18 female brother 26 male didn't let him spend the night with me when I was very drunk and passed out. I've just turned 18 and can now legally drink where we live. So my brother invited me, my new boyfriend, and a few friends and cousins over to hang out and maybe get drunk. I drank way more than I should have. People left one by one, and I was only there with my brother and boyfriend. I don't remember much, except that I woke up in his spare bedroom in the morning and my boyfriend wasn't there. Apparently I passed out on the couch, brother took me to the bedroom to sleep, boyfriend wanted to spend the night there, but my brother said no. My brother says he didn't let him stay because he doesn't know him and he didn't know if we've been intimate, and I was completely incapacitated and couldn't consent to sex or anything intimate. So he felt like it's safer to not allow him to spend the night there with me. Boyfriend insisted that he didn't just want to have sex, just cuddling. He got confrontational with my boyfriend and accused him of being controlling and said he has no right to decide if he can spend the night with me, which my brother told him, I can decide that you're not going to spend another minute in my house. Boyfriend said that he'll leave, but that he'll take me with him. Brother stood in his way and told him to either leave or deal with the police. Boyfriend left. So here we are. My brother thinks that I'm dating a complete idiot and asshole, my boyfriend thinks I have an asshole controlling brother, and I've spent the last 2 days regretting drinking that much. My own feeling is that I would have been okay if my boyfriend spent the night with me in the bed, but absolutely not okay to have sex. We haven't had sex yet, dating for less than a month. I understand why my brother acted in a protective way. I was drunk and letting a guy who was interested in me sexually spend the night with me, it's just unnecessary risk. I also understand my boyfriend's disappointment, but he should have just respected my brother in his own house. So now my boyfriend has demanded an apology from my brother for being mistrusted and for interfering in his relationship, and my brother had banned him from future events and parties at his place for being an asshole. My boyfriend would also like me to demand an apology on my own behalf from my brother for him acting the way that he did, by assuming he can decide who I can or can't spend the night with. I'm in this mess, and I need to make this disappear if I am to have some peace and make everything normal again, with my relationship and family. What do I say to my boyfriend? I think he needs to drop this and move on, and over time show to my family that his behavior on the night wasn't who he really is, to earn their trust. In the comments, Erin Lynn 028 says, I would have done the same if it was my little sister, even if he just wanted to cuddle. You were intoxicated. There would be no way in hell that I would let my little sister's new boyfriend, who I barely knew, stay in the same bed as my little sister. Your brother had every right to respond the way he did to the situation. It was in his home. You don't get to decide whether I stay the night or not? It's my house. The audacity. Throw the boyfriend away, get a new one. Give the brother a hug and a thank you card. Yup, it's a gross sense of entitlement. My thing is too, even if he claimed he just wanted to cuddle, that still wouldn't have stopped him from unnecessary groping or touching places that he shouldn't be if he wanted to. She was too drunk to consent. That's sexual assault. And if that did happen, even if he would have felt bad afterwards, violence isn't the answer. But I don't think, with how protective I am, feeling bad would have been enough to stop me from rocking his jaw. Yeah, and because of this, boyfriend hasn't exactly demonstrated himself to be trustworthy in that regard. Right? OP's young. Hopefully she can see that this behavior is a major red flag and cut ties. Yeah, it sounds like your bro definitely made the right call, especially considering your boyfriend's behavior. Yup, that dude definitely was gonna try to have sex with you while you were passed out. Nobody gets angry and confrontational for not being allowed to cuddle. Your boyfriend was looking out. The fact that your boyfriend can't for 1 second understand your boyfriend's rationale after the heat of the moment tells me that your brother was right about him. Yeah, OP, this is what I came here to say. Your brother made a very understandable choice, and in my opinion, it was the correct one. Any good guy could easily see that and respect his decision. Your boyfriend comes across as entitled, and honestly like he had bad intentions. Maybe he was a little drunk too, and thought that you two could have some drunk fun together, but your brother shot that possibility down, and he got upset. No good guy gets upset when they can't cuddle their passed-out girlfriend, but a shitty guy will definitely get upset that he can't screw one. I guess I'm just echoing the sentiments of everyone else here when I say boyfriend is, trash. Like, yes, obviously he's young and obviously stupid and inexperienced, maybe doesn't completely understand boundaries. I'm sure we can give people the benefit of the doubt in this situation, but this is a big learning curve for everyone here, I would think. Boyfriend did not respect your boundaries, boyfriend did not respect your brother's boundaries, he got rightfully kicked out, and now he's doubling down instead of realizing his mistakes and learning from this. He's putting up clear and easily defined red flags that allow you to jump ship without feeling bad about this situation, OP. I would take that and run. Because if you give him the benefit of the doubt in this situation, when he's shown that he's clearly not willing to learn from this, which is a turning point, I would say, in your relationship, then you're only welcoming more bad energy like that into your life. Not something that I, as a brother to someone like this, would stand by. I would put myself in between you guys and your relationship. I would probably try and break you guys up because of this. If you weren't going to do that already, obviously. Update. Based on the advice of you guys, my parents, and my brother, I broke up with my boyfriend. So I asked my boyfriend what he expected to happen that night if he was allowed to spend the night with me. He repeatedly said nothing, but let slip that maybe he hoped that we'd have sex in the morning. So you guys were right. He wanted to have sex that night with me, and he probably would have if he was allowed to spend the night with me. Even the thought of it gives me a lot of stress. I always knew the R word is a danger a lot of women and men face, but never felt it so close to me. Maybe because I've always been with people I trust. I don't know. I never thought that it could happen so easily to me. It would have happened to me that night if my brother hadn't protected me the way he did. I'm going to be a lot more careful about my own safety from now on. I won't be as trusting to strangers, and I'm now learning my drinking limits so that I won't overdo it, especially where I might be vulnerable. My brother also told me to never accept a drink from people that I don't 100% trust. Thanks, Reddit. In the comments, Sappy Living says, "You definitely made the right decision. This guy was bad news all around." Absolutely. This should go without saying, but never trust a guy who would willingly move you from a safe sleeping place when you're blackout drunk and already passed out. If my wife was passed out drunk and I was in a room with her brother, I'd probably just sit and chill with him, have a few more drinks and talk music. I'd expect the same of anyone dating my sister, but oh great, she's passed out, I'm gonna go give her a cuddle? Yeah, no effing chance, mate. The night's over. Get the hell out of my house. Your brother's a good guy. Could you tell him thank you from an anonymous woman? It's important for other people to step in and protect their friends and family against assaulters and other assholes. OP says, just did that. He's amazing. You are lucky to have such a great brother who cares about you. Next time you have a boyfriend, his opinion might be interesting to have. He's a guy and knows how guys are. I have a younger sister and wouldn't have done the same, but probably offered the boyfriend to stay on the couch so he could be there in the morning. But no way in the bedroom. A classic case of someone going, "Here's my red flag, please look at my red flag." She has a good brother watching out for her and has the healthy relationships to listen to and understand what went down. Here's how the conversation should go if the boyfriend was reasonable. Brother, my sister drank too much and is passed out sleeping. Let her sleep it off in my spare room tonight. Boyfriend, okay, appreciate you looking out for her. Tell her I can bring her some clothes or something for a hangover in the morning if she would like. Have a good one. Seriously, they'd been dating a month and her brother didn't even know the guy or what their relationship was like. I understand being upset about not getting lucky, but not if they were passed out and not able to consent. Not to mention, he should still be trying to make a good impression on his new girlfriend's family. Good on the brother for protecting his sister, and for OP for kicking him to the curb. This was not a difficult situation, and the fact that the ex screwed up so badly is the reddest of red flags. I could see myself being like, yeah, cool, I'm a crash in the spare room with her, but when the brother was like, I don't know you, and she's too shit-faced to give me the green light, you can F right off. You know what? That's fair. It's like when confronted with the scenario of doing something wrong, the people who would do something wrong try to argue that they wouldn't do something wrong. If I let you in there, you were totally going to assault her. Nah, man, totally not gonna assault her. Just let me in so I won't assault her, because I wouldn't assault her. Nope. Yup. At that point, the guy who wants to be in good with the girl and her family is like, cool, I've been drinking a lot. Mind if I crash on the couch or in a spare room? I'll call out for bagels and coffee in the morning, instead of losing his shit at getting cuddle blocked. And that's where I'm going to end today's episode, guys. I do hope you enjoyed. If you did, let me know what you thought of it in the comments down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.